Hello, beautiful souls. How are you today? Welcome to Blind Pomegranate Tarot. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm so nice to meet you. I'm so glad you chose to join us today. And if you're not new here, well, you don't know what's going to happen because we're going to do something a little different today. So normally on Tuesdays we do Spiritual Brew, where we pick a subject we want to discuss and we drink I drink some Armenian coffee. And in the bottom here are some very finely ground coffee grounds. And I teach you how to use your intuition to read the coffee grounds. And it's a great way to practice your intuition. But today, what are we doing? Today we're doing something a little special because we were talking about this in my Facebook group. And I get this question a lot. How can I connect with my spirit guides? What's the way I should go about doing that? So we're going to kind of delve deep into that today. This pick a card is going to be very detailed. So we can get you as much and the best information that we possibly can on how you can either, one, first learn how to do it, or two, if you are already speaking with your spirit guides, maybe delve a little bit deeper. So in the meantime, I'm going to talk and drink coffee at the same time. And at the end, we're going to choose the cards, choose your pile here, and then read the coffee grounds, and then you can jump on over to your reading, okay? So I'm going to start drinking my coffee, and we will come back to the rest of it. Okay, see that? That's some thick syrup right there. So actually there's a little bit of fluid left. I'll finish that real quick. Oh my goodness. The things I do for you guys. So for everyone who's near, I'm going to turn this over, and we're going to turn it 3 times. 2. And 1 more makes 3. And then I'm going to let that sit there, and in the end we'll read the coffee grounds together. So we're going to talk 10 different ways that you can help to grow your intuition, help you connect better, and even just things that you can use on your spiritual journey. Because if you're here, you're on a spiritual journey. You found your way here for a reason. Okay? So, number 1, and these are really, really great bits of advice, and I'll explain them to you as we go, that can really help you to not just try and figure out how to speak to your guides, but how to continue speaking to your guides, because many times during our lives and during our spiritual journey, our guides can change. They can alter, they can come and go, and they can even, the amount of guides that you have can expand incredibly. Okay, so let's start. Number 1, be more present in your everyday life. What does that mean? Here's a quick version. You ever been driving home from work and you get all the way home and you're like, wow, I don't remember any of that drive. I can't believe I got from point A to point B. I don't remember any of it, because you just completely zoned out about what was going on that day. There may have been an opportunity when you're driving home that you saw a billboard with a sign that your spirit guides were trying to get to you. And they were like, they missed it. All right, we'll have to try a different way. But if you can be more present, right, living right in the moment, then the opportunities to miss those things that your spirit guides are trying to tell you decreases. So if you're living in the present moment and you are aware of your surroundings at all times and you're living a purposeful life, right, then they can more easily speak to you. Okay, let's go on to number 2. Stay on the lookout for everyday signs from your guides. Stay on the lookout for everyday signs from your guides. Like I was just saying, let's say you have something heavy on your mind and you're driving home from work, and now you've started to live in the present moment, and you see a billboard suddenly and you're like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Or somebody cuts in front of you in your lane, and normally you'd get upset about that, but now you're living a purposeful life. You're living right in the moment, and they have a bumper sticker, right? And it's like, oh yeah, I should do that. Okay. Or their license plate has a certain repeating number that you've been seeing a lot of, and that's your spirit guide's like, hi, we're trying to talk to you. So make note of it at the time. Keep an eye out. Maybe you're seeing feathers everywhere. Maybe you're seeing butterflies everywhere. Maybe somebody keeps repeating the same old saying that, hasn't been used in 100 years, but you keep hearing it everywhere, or a song that you keep hearing constantly. Like, why is it in this restaurant, and it was in my car, and it was in a car that somebody drove by in, and it was at work, and it was at the grocery store? Why do I keep hearing the same song? Because that's a message from your guides. So those are the signs that you should keep an eye out for. Okay, number 3, start a spiritual guide journal. Now, I talk about this a lot, journaling. Now, whether that's you talking to them, or whether that's, you can ask a question in a journal, or you can write down a dream that you had that maybe doesn't make any sense to you. When you wake up in the morning, you're like, what? But when you write it down in the journal and you go back a week later, you're like, oh yeah, and I had that answered for me, and I had that question answered. Oh, that's what they meant by that particular dream that I had. So keep a journal solely for speaking with your spirit guides or asking them to speak to you. Okay? Now, number 4. Okay. I'm reading from a list here, guys. Sorry. Get to know your guides and give them names. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me, well, how do I find out what my guide's name is? Well, sometimes they will tell you during meditation, during a dream. Somehow they'll tell you, but sometimes they don't, and that's perfectly okay. I have a spirit guide that I don't know what his name is. I know he's funny, and he's even told me a knock-knock joke during a meditation once. It was corny, but it made me smile, it made me laugh, and so I know that that's my guide who brings joy to me, okay? Now, I have somebody in my life like that always makes me laugh, so I call him by that name. Now, your guides are not going to get offended. It's not the coworker that you just can't remember that person's name, and one day you call them by the wrong name and they get all offended. Your guides aren't going to get offended. So ask them. If you don't get an answer, go ahead and give them a name or a label, or however you see fit to do for them. They're perfectly okay with that. Okay, so that's 4. Number 5, surrender something to your guides. So you're trying to figure something out. You can't, it stumped you, you're stifled, you don't know where to turn. Sit in quiet contemplation, in prayer or meditation, however that works for you, and say, okay, I surrender the answer to you. I surrender the answer to my guides. You tell me what I'm supposed to do, because I'm lost now. I don't know where to go next. So when you do that, it tells them, okay, they're listening. Let's give them the answers through signs and symbols, okay, or dreams, however they choose to give it to you. So you have to be aware of it at all times, okay? So surrender something, even if it's something minor, like I'm going to surrender to my spirit guides today where we're going for dinner. Okay, because it's all practice, right? Practice makes perfect. When they know that you're talking to them, they'll start to give it to you more. When they know that you're listening, they'll give it to you even more. Okay, so surrender anything from something big to something little. Okay, all right, so that's number 5. Now let's move on to number 6. Number 6, learn more about spirit guides, which you're doing right now, so that's good. But do some research, get a book, look online, there's lots of YouTube videos, all that kind of thing. Keep learning about them. They'll recognize that that's what you're doing, okay? Number 7, improve your intuition, that coffee grounds. Now, however you choose to do that, it's up to you. But if you come back here every Tuesday, I'm going to show you how to do it. And it's an amazing thing that will help you to trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. That's very important. So learn to use it. Learn to trust it even more. Okay, number 8. Develop a daily, weekly, or monthly spiritual practice. Now, this is a spiritual practice. Reading the coffee grounds. Praying every day is a spiritual practice. Divination, which is tarot, right? In this case, tarot is a practice. Pick something, walking in the woods, sitting on a rock by a stream, thinking, talking, walking. Develop a spiritual practice however that looks to you. There are no guidelines here. Whatever feels right for you is a spiritual practice, okay? Number 9. Simply send your guides a message in your thoughts. So that's easy, right? When you're thinking about your guides and you sit back, you have 5 minutes to yourself and you just go, "Hi, how are you today? If you want to talk to me, I'm open. I got some time. I've got a little space. I'm open up to it." Or do it through meditation, or do it through a walk. If you are someone who takes a walk after dinner, go for it. Talk to them then. Use your thoughts. Use your mind. No need to be walking around the neighborhood talking to yourself, because the neighbors look at you weird. I know this for a fact. Okay, that was a lot of sharing, Chris. Okay. And number 10, use a divination tool. Okay, so like I said, a divination tool. The coffee grounds are a divination tool. Tarot is a divination tool. Prayer is a divination tool. Candle magic is a divination tool. Okay, use something that you associate clearly and only with your guides. Only when you are trying to talk to your light body beings, the team of light body beings that are there for you. Whatever that seems to be, whatever that is. If you want to try it with tea leaves, you can do that too. We did that a couple of weeks ago. That was interesting. But pick a divination tool. If you want to, go ahead and get yourself an oracle deck. They're like $15. And use that every day. Get yourself an affirmation deck and use that every day, because that's divination as well. And sit back and listen to your intuition and let that guide you. Okay? All right. So this has been sitting here. I am going to show you guys how to read the coffee grounds. This is fun. Okay. So I'm going to turn this over. But what I ask you guys to do, and I ask every week, for you to sit in a quick meditation with me. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put our feet flat on the floor. We're going to put our hands in our laps with our palms up. And what this is going to do is root us to the earth and open us to the universe. We're going to take a deep breath in for 5. We're going to hold it at the top for 2. And we're going to push it out our mouths for 3. Eyes open, eyes closed, however you want to do that. If you want to breathe in and out more than one time, that's great too. And then I'm going to show you the coffee grounds. And what you're going to do is you're going to trust your intuition and just write down the very first thing, or keep it in your mind, or comment down below and let me know what you see, because it's interesting. We all see something different. But most importantly, trust your intuition. Trust the very first thing you see. This is how you're going to grow your intuition, and this is how you're going to trust what you're hearing when you do speak with your spirit guides. Okay? All right. Let's do our deep breath real quick, and I'll do it with you. Ready? Go. Okay, that was very quick. You can do it as many times as you need to, but here we go. I'm going to turn over the cup and you tell me the very first thing you see. Comment below, okay? I want to hear, because we all do something different. Okay, can you see that? And I'll show you the sides of the cups as well. Remember, go with the very first thing you see. The very first thing you see, feel, hear. Maybe you're clairaudient. The very first thing. Oh, that's interesting. That's a neat one. This is really cool this week. I like that. Probably because there's so many different paths. I won't influence you. Go around here one more time. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to show you the saucer as well, because sometimes there's a message in the saucer for you as well. You tell me what you see, and I'll turn it as well. Oh, there's a lot there this week. I'm glad. That's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. Okay, and let's get to the actual reading itself. So we have 3 piles here, 1, 2, and 3. On pile 1 is the red candle holder. Pile 2 is blue, and pile 3 is purple. I'm going to show you what I put underneath these, okay? You might have seen a glimpse of it in the beginning there. What I did, and this is another way for divination, okay? A divination practice. It's a great way to talk to your spirit guides, okay? What I did on a piece of paper, I wrote, Spirit, please show me how to better communicate with you. Please show me. Now, I said that because not everybody is clairaudient, okay? Some people are clairsentient, some people are clairvoyant. So I said, show me, okay? And so in doing this, what we're going to do is we're going to light this candle for each one of these piles. I'm going to let it burn down. And this is a way to send this question to your spirit guides. You know, I can't tell you when or how they're going to respond to you, but we're going to send it out there to the universe. This is a great way of divination. So if you have a question and you want to try this at home, get yourself a candle, a piece of paper, write down what your question is, stick it into that candle, let the candle burn out, and see what happens. But be present in the moment so that if you're driving home from work and the answer is coming to you in a billboard or in a bumper sticker, that you are there and listening, and you'll catch it that way, okay? Then your spirit guides will know, okay, well, this is how we're going to talk to them, okay? Then they can tell you how best to talk to them, okay? So, group 1, red candle. Group 2, blue candle. Group 3, purple candle. When you're ready, okay, you can check out the timestamps in the description box below. If that helps, maybe those numbers will help you to choose which pile is best for you. Maybe you are clairaudient and you can hear when you run the numbers 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You'll maybe hear it come back to you. Pick 1, pick 2, or pick 3. Or maybe you can see auras and you see an aura on one of these candle holders. Or maybe you can see them vibrate and move. That's really cool too. So those are just some ways for you to choose. And now we know what we're looking for in our pick a card, okay? And we know how to practice, right, on our side. It's not just about asking them. They need to know that you're going to hear them. So keep those 10 things in mind. I'll list them down below as well so you can run through them again. Get yourself a journal and keep that. And I'll see you guys at your reading. Bye. Hello, Group 1. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to your reading. So as you remember, we are asking, how can you better connect with your spirit guides? So let's start with your candle, of course. In the introduction, we talked about candle divination, and underneath there is a note asking your spirit guides show you how to better connect with them. So I'm going to go ahead and light your candle, okay? And so what I'm going to ask you to do is to sit back into your intuition and ask along with me, okay? As I light the candle, say to yourself, please show me how I can better connect with you. Okay. There we go. Oop. My candle went down a little bit. Keep an eye on that. No worries, the intention is there. Okay. So, for those of you who are new, let me explain how I work. You can see all of the cards are laid out. And I'll explain. I am legally blind and I have quite a few friends who are as well. So what I will do is, for 2 reasons, lay out the cards, run through them, and explain them so that everyone who cannot see them can hear them and participate equally. Also, this gives me an opportunity when I do pick a card. I always do a download meditation, and this will give me the opportunity to sit with the cards and meditate on them and bring to the forefront all of the information that they want to share with you. Okay? So I'll start at the beginning. From the Akashic records, you got birth. From the ancestors, you got a wise one. From the Archangel deck, you got, and I may butcher this name, but it's angel number 55, Mabahia. Okay? And it says intellectual lucidity, clarity of ideas that allow goodness and kindness. So I'm going to put that right there if you'd like to screenshot that. There's quite a bit of information there, so we won't go through all of it at once. And then you received from the animal oracle, right, spirit animal, is dragon, which I find amazing because there's a small section of cards that are spirit cards, and you got dragon. I love that. I'm going to come back to that because that's significant for you guys. And then you got strategy. And then for your last oracle card, you got the moon. I love that. And this one is about gut instincts. Okay? So, what am I seeing? What am I feeling? What am I hearing right away? Well, first and foremost, dragon. Okay? Dragon has been with you since before you took your first breath at birth. What does that mean? This is your higher self. This is the soul that you are before you signed your contract to come back in this human experience. This is the you that has always been there. So, what this is telling me, especially since it's sort of bookended, is that your higher self is the spirit guide that you should be focusing on. Very interesting. Or at least what would be probably the one that you should go to the most to get the most information is what they're saying. So, your higher self. I love that. Now, to the ancestors, the wise ones. Interesting, when I pulled this, immediately what I heard was, of course this is an ancestor, but moreover, this ancestor is a master. Okay? They are an ascended master. That is very unique. I have never seen that before. That your specific ancestor is also an ascended master. Very unique. I love that. So, go to your ancestors. Go to your ascended masters when it comes time to meditate or pray or do divination or however you choose to do it. Write in a journal, that sort of thing. Go to your ascended masters because they are also your ancestors. Very cool. Down here, strategy. Now this is telling me very clearly that they want you to make a plan. Make a practical plan about how you're going to talk to your spirit guides. Okay? That includes, like I said in the introduction, journaling. Could be that you decide that you're going to set aside 5 minutes a day and pull an oracle card, or say to your ancestor, hey, what do you want to tell me? I have a few minutes here. Let's sit quietly together and talk. However that works for you, go with your gut instincts on that. Make a strategy, make a plan, make your own plan, and they will come to you, especially since that's your higher self, right? No need to go too far to find your higher self. You're right there, and you have been since you took your first breath at birth. Very cool. I love this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of tarot cards and see if we can get a little bit more information. So bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards out, okay? Just take a second. Okay. I didn't want to do that on camera because it can be kind of loud, the shuffling part, but well, we'll see what comes out. I think it's very cool that they have very clearly told you here that talking to your ascended masters and talking to your higher self is the way to go. And I think that if you start with your higher self will guide you. Oh, I'm tingling now. That's correct. Your higher self will guide you to your other spirit guides, angels, ascended masters. And you may even end up having some dreams about ancestors. That would be really cool. So I'm hoping that for you. So let's see if we can't get a couple of cards from the tarot deck and see if we can get just a little bit more information for you. Bear with me. If it takes a little bit of time, it's because they really have something they want to tell you and they're looking for just the right card. Not quite. If you'd like to see the shuffle for this whole pile, on Sunday I will upload that for you guys. It's just a little music over the shuffle, but you can see how they came out. Sometimes they just come flying out, and in fact in your pile they came out very quickly. Sometimes it takes a while, but in your case they came out very quickly. They knew exactly what they wanted to say to you guys. There we go. Okay, and it's 2 cards as well. Excellent. I love it when it comes together. Okay. So your first card, you got the 2 of Wands. Okay. And then you received the 8 of Cups. Okay. Okay. Let's run through the angel numbers here, okay? We have 4, we have 55, and I think this is 21, 21. Balance and gut instinct. Okay. All right, so what I'm hearing here, okay, you have come a long way. Actually, I strongly believe that you have been trying for a while. This is something that you have been curious about for a long time. And that you've been looking for help to do this for a long time, okay? That you've come past that a little bit of maybe you couldn't figure it out, maybe you didn't want to do it, maybe you didn't know what you wanted, but you've come to this reading for a reason. Yeah, you have. Very interesting, very balanced. Okay, so you are well on your way. You need to listen to your gut more. Yes, my goodness. Yes, okay. My goodness, you are very balanced in your thinking and your intellect, okay? So, yes. So, the 2 sides of you, okay? Okay. What I would say for this, okay, is that do not let one side or the other take over, not your intellect or your spirituality, okay? You've been trying, I think, at this for a while, and you've been looking back and thinking, you know, is this going to happen? You've been sort of in your feels about it. You've been sort of curious for a long time. That's what it is. That's the words. Curious for a long time about this. Yeah. But you were drawn here for a reason. You were drawn to this reading for a reason, and the reason is your higher self has been trying to talk to you for a while now. But your intellect, very clearly, you're very sort of intellectual about everything in your life. This is sort of telling you to let go, to release it, to listen to your higher self, to step into it and become it. I think that you need another reading about, oh my goodness, is that what it is? I think that I think you have a lot of questions. I think you have a huge amount of questions about all of this. And that you've been searching around for answers. Oh, okay. You've been searching for answers. You've been trying to find the path. You've been trying to find the way. And you believe very strongly that getting in touch with your spirit guides first is the way to go. And you know what? I think you're right for yourself. I think that's absolutely right. I see. Okay. Start with your higher self. You seem to be a very balanced human being. So be balanced between this life and your higher self. This existence, this 3D world and the 5D world of you. Okay? I see. Okay, so let's surmise here, shall we? Come up with a practical plan. Clearly you can do that. Okay? Clearly that's something that you do. You've been thinking about this for a long time. You've been wondering about what this is all about for a long time now. That's interesting. And that you're a very balanced person. So you've been sort of questioning a million different directions about this. I think the answer for you is to go to your spirit guides to give you that, bring you together in that connection of those two sides and bring you together. That it's going to lead you on to what you need to know, what you've been looking for. That's very interesting. I love that for you. Oh gosh, I would love to know how that works for you, if this resonates for you, if this is... You have so many other questions. I feel foggy about all of this. Like you're not quite sure. You don't quite understand. You don't know which direction to go in. But I think that if you start with talking to your higher self and connecting with your higher self, you'll find it will sort of lead you into everything else. And it will push you in the right direction. Start with a strategy. I think for you, a journal is the way to go. Because you seem to be... we have intellectual here as well, right? You seem to be somebody who weighs all your options, okay, and tries to find the right direction before you start heading down that road. I think that that's what you should do. Start with journaling. Make yourself the strategy. You probably do that a lot in your life. And make yourself a plan. And start with your spirit guides. Just sit and talk. Sit and listen. See what your higher self has to say. I think that this, connecting with your higher self, is the answer to all the questions that you've had, or will lead you to all those answers. Yeah, I think that's it. Well, this was very interesting. I really enjoyed that a lot. I hope that helped. I hoped it helped to give you some answers. If you have some questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer them for you. Love and light. Bye, guys. Hello, Group 2. How are you today? Welcome to your reading. So let's start with your candle, okay? And remember, underneath the candle is a message to your spirit guide. Please show me the way to better communicate with you. So keep that in mind as I light this candle. And again, as I said, I will leave it to burn for you. But you have to ask for it alongside me, okay? Okay. I'm going to put that back down in here. You picked the blue candle. Hope that wasn't too loud. Sorry about that. Okay, so for those of you who are new here, let me explain how I work. You can see the cards are already laid out. I do this for two reasons. One, I am legally blind, and so I have a lot of friends that are as well. So I will lay out the cards and run through them so that those who cannot see it can hear it and participate equally with everyone else. And two, it gives me the opportunity to sit with the cards and meditate with them for a moment. I do a download meditation every time I do a pick a card or any reading. And so this gives me the opportunity to bring that information to the forefront, so I give you everything that they want you to hear. Okay? So let's start at the beginning, shall we? The very first card you got was from the Akashic Records, and it says, "The Buddha prepares." And that number is 13. Next to that, you got the Shield Maiden. I'll read you what it says. It says, "Make plans and focus." Very interesting. Prepare and focus. I'll tell you where I see that going in just a moment here, okay? From the Archangel deck, you got number 48, Mahayo. And this is about fertility. But I'll get back to that. I think that this is a forebear to this card, okay? This is from the Animal Oracle deck, okay? From your Spirit Animal deck, okay? Now, there are very few cards within that deck that are solely spirit animals, not like an elephant or a turtle or something like that, okay, that are in the rest of the deck. And you got the golden egg. Now, moving on, I'll come back to that because that's significant, which is interesting because it was significant in the first group as well. And then you received victory, and the number there is 28. And then finally you got ascension. Oh. Ascendant. I'll read it to you. Your worldview, your mission statement, how you express yourself, how you affect, how you mark, and your mark on the world, your attitude, that sort of thing. Ascendant. What I got from this immediately was that this spiritual path that you are contemplating, okay, I don't think that you're actually necessarily on it yet. You're contemplating it. They have some reservations about whether or not you're really serious about it. They have some reservations about whether or not this is something that you maybe have some fear of, that this is something that maybe you don't really believe in. And that's perfectly okay. Okay, you were brought to this reading for a reason. Okay, but I think that maybe you have some reservations and they see it. Okay, both of these are talk about how you need to prepare yourself for it, if that's the choice you decide to make, because you have the golden egg. The golden egg, fertility, okay? The golden egg talks about your spirituality that's inside has not yet cracked open, okay? That there's a beautiful spiritual journey inside of you waiting to be released, and it hasn't been. That there is a path for you that you haven't recognized, and that it's waiting to be broken open. But they have some concerns about whether this is the right time for you or not, whether you feel like it's the right time for you, whether you have too many doubts about this right now. The universe will bring to you what you need when you need it in divine timing. So if you're trying to force this action of speaking with your spirit guides, it may not work out for you if you haven't decided that that's what you... Oh, the candle just flickered. Wow. Yeah. Wow. It startled me a little. That was loud. If you have not decided that this is the route you want to go down. So if you haven't, okay, then this is your spirit guide sort of acknowledging that. Maybe you're not prepared for it just yet. I will say that here, because of the Buddha, it is asking you that maybe meditation is the route for you to help you to decide whether or not that this is something that you really want right now. You have the golden egg inside of you. It is waiting to be broken open. But your spirit guides are saying, they might not be ready for this just yet. There might be a little bit of fear involved for you of the unknown, right? And until you have that sort of plan in place, or you have decided fully that this is something that you choose to do, that going down a spiritual path and being broken open, right? Being broken open is something that you're prepared and ready for, they won't bring it to you, okay? Now, once you have decided that that's the route you want to go down and you want to break open your spiritual path, you will be victorious. That is for sure. You have the victory card. Absolutely. So I've named some numbers off here. Go ahead and look up those angel numbers if you'd like. Maybe that will help you to decide. But while you sit in your practicality and your decision making, and maybe even a little bit of fear about what this is, they're kind of holding back. They're guiding you, they're watching you, they're trying to put things out in front of you, and they're always there, okay? It's not like you don't have one. Everybody has one, okay? But to actually start to speak to you directly and give you information, they think that maybe you're not quite ready for it because you haven't fully decided to crack open that path. So, to help you do that, let's see what the tarot has to say. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this. It's a little bit loud, so bear with me. Hang on just 1 second for me. Okay, I wanted to shuffle that from group 1. So I'm going to try and pull 2 tarot cards, but we will see what comes out. We'll see if the tarot has any guidance additionally for you as to whether or not now is the right time for you, and if it is, maybe what your next step is, okay? That can help you and your spirit guides connect and say, yeah, I'm ready for this. There's 1. There's 2. Should I take both, Spirit? Yes, on the bottom one. Okay, we'll get 1 more. There we go. Okay. Let's see what other guidance we have. Listen, there is nothing wrong with not being prepared for this or ready for this right now. There is no rules to this. Your spirit guides will wait forever for you. And when it's time, they'll bring you in. And they'll bring it to you. And they'll bring you whatever you want to hear or want to know. Okay? So let's see what the tarot says. The King of Swords. And the Page of Wands. Okay. Yes, so definitely this is something very new, very, very, very new to you. I think that the concept of a spiritual journey is very, very new to you, and it's just come to you, come across your world, has come to you very much. King of Swords. King of Swords is a person, doesn't have to be a male, who is communicative, who is forthright, who is strong, who is, when I see the King of Swords, I often think stern dad, okay, or that person that you go to for advice, that person that you trust their advice, or that person that you go to for knowledge, okay. Could be a teacher, could be a boss, could be a friend, could be a father figure, or an uncle, or anybody like that, okay? So I think here they're asking you to step outside your comfort zone and ask somebody else who is on a spiritual path, somebody who has been on a spiritual path for quite a while. Someone that you trust, that's someone that's near to you, someone that will, if you need to, keep your secret for now about what you're contemplating, about how this has come to you, and you're thinking, now's the time for me. But what Spirit is asking you here is do a little bit more research internally. Think a little bit more about what you truly want and what you're truly looking for, because when the time is right, you will be so victorious with this. But they don't want to overwhelm you, okay? So they think, well, maybe this person isn't quite ready just yet to break open their egg, okay, and start down their journey. Give it time. If you're not ready, that's perfectly okay. They totally understand. They're not going anywhere. They are with you forever. Forever and always. They love you and they want to help you when you're ready for it. Okay? So, get some outside influence. Talk to somebody that you trust about this before you decide what path you want to walk down and when you're really going to be ready to speak with your spirit guides. At that point, maybe come back to this reading in a couple of months and see how you pick then, okay? If you need to, of course, talk Talk to your archangels and see what they have to say. But can't help prayer, meditation, just asking out loud. But for now, I think their advice, your spirit guide's advice to you is slow down, take your time, know what you really want to do, and know where your journey wants to lead you. I think actually you may be very young. This is a very young energy with the Ace of Wands. It's something that's just popped into your existence, and you're very, very curious about it. And that's great. That's wonderful. But they're asking you to slow down a little bit. And they'll be there when you're ready. Okay? I hope that helped. I love that one. That was great. I hope to see you again soon. Love and light, my friend. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. How are you today? So, as you remember, we are asking how you can communicate with your spirit guides. But you don't need to know that. I'll explain in just a minute. So let's start with your candle, okay? We'll go ahead and light this candle for you anyway. Because you are most definitely my group who already knows their spirit guides. We're going to light that up for you anyway for a little more clarity for you. How's that? Okay. So, for those of you who are new here, let me explain how I work. As you can see, the cards are already laid out. I am legally blind, and I have a lot of friends that are as well. So, for two reasons I will do this. I will lay out the cards, I will run through them and explain what I see and hear, so that anyone who cannot see it can hear it and participate equally. Secondly, it gives me the opportunity to sit with the cards and meditate on them. I do a download meditation before I do a pick a card or any reading, and this gives me the opportunity to pull the information to the forefront so that I give you everything that they want you to know. Okay? So that's why I do it. So let's start, shall we? So from the Akashic Records, you got the Father of Forces. And then you got from the ancestors, you got, make sure I say this correctly, the Peacekeeper. And it says, let go of the need to be right. Okay. And then from your Archangel group, I'm going to hold this right here so you can screen capture that if you would like to. But I will read parts of it to you. It's quite lengthy. It's the angel number 30, Omael. And it says multiplication, materialization, development, expansion, production, achievement. And quite a bit more, but you get the idea. And then from the spirit animal, and this is interesting because this seems to have been a theme through all of these readings, that the spirit animal oracle cards were sort of the guiding light to everything. It's very interesting. And you got the nightingale. And then, and here, you got achievement. And then you received Libra. And I will read that to you. Libra, of course, the idealist. Harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware. My goodness. Okay. The very first thing I noticed through all of this is there's a lot of air here. So you are absolutely an air sign. Okay. If you're not a Libra in your sun, moon, rising, somewhere in your placement, I'd be a monkey's uncle, because this is like looking at a Libra. Okay. So, forces and peace. Is that the yin and yang, the two different sides, the balance that you find in a Libra? Okay. Of course, this is about achievement. It's about your Archangel card, excuse me. Let's see, materialization, development. Of course, you have down here achievement. So there's a lot about you are a hard worker. You are someone who has worked diligently at making your connection to your spirit guides, and they appreciate that. Okay, they appreciate all the work that you've put into your spiritual journey and connecting with them and connecting with whatever guide this is for you, because I see nothing about exactly which guide to go to, which guide you should be talking to, because clearly you already know. So I don't need to reiterate for you. So this is definitely my pile of people who are already very much in touch with their spirit guides, that you are a very balanced person, that you are, you speak your truths, okay? But with the Nightingale, what they're asking you to do is do that some more. They want you to speak to them more. They want you to speak to others more. They want you to tell your truth more. This is what your spirit guides are telling you to do. They want you to talk to them. Now, this may be chanting. This may be actual song, okay? This may be actual singing. You may be a Reiki master and you're thinking about moving into chanting and that sort of thing in your practice. This may be, quite literally, you singing to them what it is that you need, want, hope for, are looking for guidance in. They appreciate your talents. They appreciate all the work that you've put into it. They know that you're balanced. They see the both sides of you. They know that you are socially woke, okay? But they want you to do that more. They want you to do it some more. If you've been thinking about this singing as part of your ritual, as part of your meditation, as part of your practice, as part of the way that you speak to them, they want you to do that some more. They'd like you to look into that. They'd like you to go in that direction. They think that you would be great at it. So maybe that's the way to connect deeper with maybe even some more spirit guides that you aren't aware of yet. And those ones that are waiting to connect with you want you to sing it to them, want you to speak it to them, want you to sing-song it to them. This could be any kind of meditation chanting. It could be chanting along with singing bowls, that sort of thing. So that I'll leave that up to you to decide, because you have something in mind, that is for sure. They appreciate everything that you're doing. And I think that there are spirit guides that are lined up waiting for you to get to the next step. And they want you to talk it out more. They want you to discuss more. They want you to spend more time with them so that they can bring in these other spirit guides to be around you and to work with you. So I think that's beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards right now on to get some more clarification. Let's see what we can find out, okay? Okay. We won't go with that. That's too quick. Okay, Spirit, just a couple of more cards, please. A couple of tarot cards, please, for some clarification. I have a Reiki master that I go to, and she sings, and it's just, you can feel it through your whole body. So I think that if that's what they're asking you to do, and it seems like they are, because every one of these readings has been so centered around the animal oracle card, the spirit animal cards, that I think that for sure is your main menu, your main message here. So yeah, give that a try, or look into that. I think that that's what they really, really want for you. Let's see if we can get a couple more cards. Ooh, they are flying about. Take this one. No, thank you. Okay. They are really flying around tonight. Oh my goodness. If that's resonating for you, I would very much like to hear it. Or you're definitely an air sign. You have to be. Somewhere in your charts, there's Libra air energy in your charts somewhere. Okay. Because it's just everywhere here. Balance and air, and it's everywhere. I mean, not just the fact that the Libra card is there, but you definitely have it in peace and force. You're both sides of the same coin. I love that. Two more cards, please. Takes a little bit longer, guys. Okay, that is definitely one of them. And what do world. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. I'm going to grab one more, you guys. I don't really need to tell you anything. You guys are right there with your spirit guides, that's for sure. But I think that you have a lineup of more guides that want to come in, and they'd like you to sing it out. They'd like you to sing their praises. They'd like you to... I hear singing. I just know that that's what it is. Ooh, it's giving me the chills. I love that you got the World card. It's like you're coming to completion on this. Okay. The Four of Wands. Okay. Yeah. This is a totality. This is a totality. My goodness. Okay, so you've been around your spirit guides for a very long time and been working very closely with them for a very long time. That's very cool. Very cool. You're coming to completion on something. You're coming to completion on a leveling up, okay, of your connections with spirit. They have a definite suggestion for you in which direction to go into that will reflect however that works for you, whether it's chanting or singing or just spoken word, that sort of thing. You may even write poetry, that kind of thing. But yeah, you got the World card and the Four of Wands, so you are definitely building this foundation with your spirit guides, and they appreciate you, and they see how compassionate you are, and balanced you are. It's definitely speaking, singing, chanting somehow, spreading the word of how to do this, how to connect with all of these guides. And there is definitely a lineup of guides that are coming your way, new guides that you haven't yet met. I think that's very, very cool. I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed meeting you too. That was wonderful. Well, I hope I get to see you again next time. Love and light. Bye-bye.